Now we got $25,000 left. You never raised $25,000 in your life all in, and now you got to do one show.
You found the Live Local Marketing Podcast, where business owners share their knowledge about what's working in the market today. Welcome. Thanks for joining the Live Local Marketing Podcast. Today, we're with the legendary Norman Wasserman. Sir, how are we feeling today?
Legendary.
Yeah, legendary.
That's
how we're starting it.
Legendary. I was thinking about that today with how long I've been doing what it is that I'm doing. And Facebook has a habit of going back years. They go back 5 years, 10 years, and they have all these pictures, of me back in the day. They got me in tuxedo jackets and glitter stuff, and
Nice.
in my world, you dress according to the show that is on. Like, I have a Beach Boys show coming up, so I'll be wearing khakis with a short sleeve shirt and a baseball cap. I mean, that's the Beach Boys.
That is
and
awesome.
I get it started, put people in the mood, and then the music takes over. That's it.
So it's going to have a huge array of pictures of you from Facebook then. If it's got Beach Boy pictures and all, that's a man of many talents, a man of many dresses.
I like people. And because I like people, everything that I've done in my business life has been involved in helping people. When I was a kid, I worked in Yankee Stadium, for not for the Yankee games, but for the Giant football games when they were still playing in New York. And it was freezing. I mean, I could tell you stories, whatever, but I don't know the audience, so I won't go to those stories.
Those are awesome stories. All right. So we'll do a little background about Norman, so that way we have an idea of what he is and what he does, and then we'll get right into the questions because we have so much experience and knowledge to pull from him today. So Norman is known as the Music Man. He is the founder of Friend Entertainment USA, and he's been fundraising for nonprofits for way over 36 years, and probably even longer too. I pulled that from the website, so I bet you even more
Not
like
much, but
50.
36 years and definitive, yeah.
There you go. He started Friend Entertainment to determine to provide high quality entertainment for nonprofit organizations. So he understood the need to make difference in the world, and he's driven by the belief that we're all here to help one another and have a lot of fun doing it, which is what he and I connect with. We have a lot of fun on our back and forth. So that's where we gravitate towards one another. So, Mr. Norman, are we ready for the questions?
I am ready for questions.
Let's do this. Talk to us, and this might be a time machine question. Talk to us about your first true win as an entrepreneur.
I went to a concert with a friend of mine back in 1986, 87. We went to a doo-wop rock and roll show. And this was my very dear friend of mine, also my accountant, and a member of the same group as I was. It was the Jericho Association Little League sports program. Very small town, Long Island. And I was a coach and manager, and he was the same. And he was on the board. I became a board member. I have 3 daughters, by the way, and they played soccer and softball and basketball, and Dad was a coach. So, and we go to this concert and we leave, and we're going to go to the diner, get some coffee with our wives. And Michael says to me, he says, we should try this. So, what do you mean we? He says, we should think about putting, a concert together. But thank God I was in a fairly affluent area. We didn't need to do fundraisers for the Little League or anything like that. But I got this thrill because I could be on stage, and I could do some shtick. I can't sing a note. If I ever sang something, you forget it. You take a double barreled shotgun and not shoot me in the head. You'd put it in my mouth and blow my brains out. So couldn't do that. But we brought the story back to the board. And we had 15 people on the board, plus myself, which was 16. And they made me, trust me when I didn't ask, the president of the chamber. I'm sorry, not the chamber, of the
group.
Not-for-profit organization.
Yeah.
And I proposed doing a concert. They all said yes. Got 15 people plus me, everybody, not a negative in there.
Really?
Right? So We put the show together. I got them to say yes. Never did a show before in my life. Had one of the all-time great singers be a representative of this entertainment booking organization, and we put the show together, and I got screwed. Never did it before. I got taken. I got taken. But I put the tickets out there. I gave everybody 50 seats. I said, go sell them now. Cost of the show was about $15,000 back then. Ticket prices were about $15 a piece. You would get to see 4 or 5 groups at any one of the shows that I used to do. Not anymore. It's too expensive. And the theater size was 720 something seats. Not enough seats to go in and do a show and make money. So we decided to do 2 shows one night. One show at 6, the show would break at 9, quarter to 9 o'clock. We'd clear out the audience, bring in the next audience. Okay. How we selling tickets, guys? How we making out? Good. Everything's great. I want to see some money. Give me some ticket money. I don't get any. And something's up. Okay. Bottom line, it's showtime. They didn't sell one ticket. Now, I knew this beforehand. They didn't sell one ticket. I now have to go and sell all these tickets, or as many as I can. My friend Michael bought about $1,500 worth of seats, but the show was 14,000 plus. So that was nice that he did that. Okay. So I think but to tell your audience, my business that I was in was not at the entertainment business. I was a headhunter. I was a corporate recruiter, and I had done that for 30 plus years. And that's where I was able to feed my family and grow and learn certain things about people and so on. And I decided that I was going to leave that business. This was after 9/11. Actually, if you can see American flag, can you see it behind my head?
Yeah. Yep.
That was given to me as an award, I guess, if you can call it. I did a show for 9/11, and we were really the only fundraiser that was really legit. People were taking advantage of everybody. But I made sure that I didn't collect the money, that the money went someplace else. I made a deal with Newsday in regards to advertising, and they reneged on the deal after they said yes. They didn't give us an ounce of advertising. We did it all on our own. I picked up the telephone. I just made phone calls. And I had a couple of friends that own bus companies. And so we put a bus in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, and the Bronx. And we loaded them up. We charged whatever we charged to get there, $50 back and forth transportation plus the show. Filled up 4 or 5 buses. That brought us like about 600 or so people. It was like these 60 seat buses, and I loaded it up. And then I called other people, and I was a phone business. When you're in the headhunting business, you solicit cold calls. We both know about cold calls.
Yeah.
So I had to go and do that. Bottom line, I made $6,500. Now, and they didn't even come to the concert. Then they said to me, "Could we do this again?"
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Now, keep in mind, there was no. It came to advertising. There was no computer. There was no internet. There was nothing. If you wanted to advertise, you went on the radio, or you bought a spot in a newspaper. So it cost X amount of dollars to do that, and we didn't have that X amount of dollars, and maybe that was one of the reasons why they backed up. Instead of getting in and fighting to make it successful, they just basically walked away, from it. But I did do the second show, and I did the second show because now I had a database. Now I could go and I can learn a little bit more, and maybe I could start my own entertainment business.
There you go.
That's exactly what transpired.
Very good.
And then that person that I hooked up with that was sent to me from the talent agency, I asked him if he wanted to be a partner. Why did I do that? Because I wanted someone with contacts to the talent.
Connections.
And then I could take care of the business as long as he gets me an intro. All right. That would work. I mean, I could tell you, I told you, I mentioned the story when I saw you this week about the Bronx and the people that when I was doing the show for and whatever. So that's how it all got started. And it was very tough in the very beginning because nobody would trust you.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't know who you are. And, so little by little, I got the notoriety. And that's it. In fact, I received an award last year, the first time ever this organization was set up. And it was, I forgot the exact name, but it was because of my entrepreneurial charity skills and bringing money and revenue. See, everybody belongs to a charity. Everybody, even you, even though you say you don't, you belong to a charity. And I would like to talk to that charity and have a conversation and create awareness for them and create revenues for them. And there are so many people that go to these shows and don't realize that they can do it. It's really not difficult. So
cool.
when you hire Friend Entertainment, I stage, direct, and produce all my concerts, and I'm also the host. I'm the host for the evening, unless the charity wants to put one of their people on and whatever, then that's fine. But otherwise, I'm the host, of the show. And I've been doing it, like you said, for 36 years.
That's a lot of these. All right. So with all the experiences and the knowledge and the connections and all the different things you've got under your belt, what would you say if I'm like, what is your best habit? What's the one thing that has led to your success?
A quick break before we get to that next answer, because I know that answer is going to be brilliant, which is why I chose this moment to interrupt. If you love what you're seeing and you want to run your business off of warm marketing referrals, visit our website, livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It's got valuable resources, office hours, memberships, the book, an array of resources to help you get rid of cold calls, cold leads, door knocking, and run a business you can be proud of through referrals and warm marketing. Now, back to the show.
Communication with people.
Okay.
And I just get along with. I mean, look, we didn't know each other. We never physically have been in each other's company. You live in Maryland, I live in New York. Haven't been there. All right, but we get along great. Don't we? Don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a second.
Little pressure there.
Stuttering for a second.
It was a connection. No, it was a connection. I'm kidding. No, we absolutely do. We have a great connection. We pick up where we left off every time I meet you. It's pretty nice. It is. You're very natural, easy to get along with.
And it's like the podcast show that I have. I have this business awareness podcast show that I've been doing for 10 years. And how do I get people to be on the show? And because there's a fee. It's real simple. If you want me to put you in front of 5,000 people, I'd love to do it, but it's going to cost you a few dollars to get the video that we're going to make for you, put you live on, rent the studio, pay a tech, and it's the most inexpensive way to do business, whether you get referrals or you don't get referrals. I mean, we both know a lady that the first 3-4 months that she was on the show, she got 40 leads. 40.
That's a lot.
That's Dr. Love.
So, all right. So you talked about the idea of gaining the trust from people when you first got started, and then you went into like your personality being very communicative. Do you feel that it accelerated your business? Like the ability to talk to people and do things versus like if you would have been a little more introverted, it would have taken you much longer to build your entertainment business.
But people would get to like, and they would keep in their heads when they would hear the word fundraiser. Wait, Norman might be a good source for this.
Yeah. Okay.
And people do that with you when we give out leads, during our meeting, and they talk about real estate or marketing or whatever. Billy Sammons. Got to call Billy Sammons.
That's the same vein of trust and giving where we do the right things.
And as much as that trust can be built, horribleness, that's a word I just made up. Horribleness, can occur. Because you screw somebody up for whatever, intentionally, unintentionally,
there's a lot of damage. Okay, so you've been doing this for a long, long time, right? So talk to us about a truth about marketing that you wish everybody knew.
That truth about marketing, that's a tough. I got to understand the question a little bit better. Truth
Yeah,
about
so
marketing that everybody,
something. Yeah, so put
or
the
they,
perspective
again,
of what's that?
you could be the best marketer in the world, but if the person that you're marketing or people you're marketing to don't like you, it don't matter.
There you
So
go.
it goes back again to the personality, and the converse happens. You could just be the opposite. But again, people got to like you. They got to like you and be comfortable with you, to trust you, to do business with you. I mean, that's what we talk
Sweet.
about on the podcast show. That's what the podcast show is all about.
Are there any like traits or any tips you would give somebody to be more likable? Is it like is there a way, not, I wouldn't want to use the word trick, but is there a way people can be more likable?
Is there a way people can be what?
More likable? Is there something to it?
Don't be obnoxious. Then you're more likable. I mean, you and I both have come across people that
Oh man.
we smile and whatever may be, but no way am I doing business with them.
Why is that then? Why would you not do business with that certain person who just smiles and
I
is
just
like,
don't need
what's
them. My relation, my being is people know me for me. And if they
yeah.
know I'm associated with you, they want to know in what vein are you associated? Are you doing business together? Do you socialize together? Do your families meet? Do you live in the same area? What are you all about? They have to find out about me. I need to find out about them. There's a gentleman that I'm trying to bring into our networking group. I'm telling you now that if he moves, he's very well known in his industry, and he's got major company business all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
We started having a conversation. I forgot how I got referred to him, but I got him on the podcast show. I got him on the what do you call it, on our network. He came to do a Zoom meeting with
Yeah.
us, and then he said he was going to join. Well, that was 3 weeks ago.
Mm.
Okay, so right now, as much as I liked him, and he did very well with me, he embarrassed me by saying yes and then not doing what he said he was going to do. I don't need that. You don't need that.
So, all right. So it comes down to your marketing. The truth about marketing is, it seems like transparency is the simplest and basic. Like if you're just a transparent person, if you do the things you say you're going to do, and you do the things in real life that you say, that's it. Transparency is all of it.
Nobody needs the BS.
Yeah.
If you say you're going to do it, do it. If you can't, if you're not sure, then just don't say anything.
That's
But
good.
be sure that if you do say it, you're going to be judged upon what you did.
I'm gonna shift gears a little bit. So the concerts you do, there's a lot of undertaking. I do events on a regular basis for marketing. You've been doing it for a long time, so I know that you've got the systems and you got the different things down pat by now. But talk to us about what things you handle. What things do you hand off to other people? Like, how does that look logistically?
It used to be that I would hand off just about everything.
Okay.
But I found out by handing off just about everything, people got to stop their regular white things in life and concentrate and make their charity their $14,000-15,000 that they first laid out. Right, I got to get that back to them. So I got to give them time. So what I do now, and what I've been doing for a bunch of years, I do the staging, directing, and producing. I deal with the insurance companies. I will help you go get a venue or make suggestions for you for the venue. And I discuss with how many seats you should have. I take care of all that stuff. I just want them to concentrate on selling tickets. That's the only thing I want them to do. I book my shows 4 to 6 months in advance. You can call me 7 days a week, all day long. If you have a question, call me and ask it. I will give you the answer, and then you're on your own. right? Then you got another question, you call me back again. I don't care. I need you to be successful because my next show is sitting in your audience. Because somebody from another charity
Yeah.
is there watching this thing and they didn't have any idea about what goes on. They just wanted to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire. So they came to the show to see Earth, Wind, and Fire. And then when they heard the person from the charity talk about the charity, they, I can do this. Why can't I have my people do this? And then I would get a conversation. That's all I need. Because if you want to do something like this, it's really simplistic. It really is simple. You put it out there that Earth, Wind, and Fire is going to be at ABC Church on Main Street. All right. I know where ABC Church is, but I've never been there. But I'll go there now because I want to see Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I'm creating awareness for the charity. And now these people who belong to a different church are now paying money to that new church to go to a concert.
There you go. Makes sense.
Now, and that's it. So if you do one concert, you'll do 2 or 3. Because I make it a winner.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That makes sense. So my follow-up question is like, what about sound and microphones and lighting?
Contacts. I'm doing a show in Iowa. I mean, I live in Long Island. I'm doing a show in Iowa in the fall. So what I do is I ask the charity, just get me the names and phone numbers of the local equipment renters in your area. And then when you speak to them, they always have technicians. So I probably put together 2 or 3 people that can set it up, can do the lighting, whatever. Sometimes I will fly, for argument's sake, to Iowa to make sure that everything is right. And then I'll go back and I'll come back a couple of months later and then it's showtime.
All right, that's cool. That's awesome. So you made mention of budget. Let's talk about that. So when you talk budgeting, what can people expect? So you take the lighting on, you take the group on, they just have to sell how many tickets, and what does that look like for budgeting?
Exactly. If you're asking me the question, you just answered. You asked the question and you answered it.
But I mean, how many tickets you got to sell? Like, are we talking let's sell like 70,000 tickets? Let's do it. Let's do the numbers.
Let's say we have a show that the talent's looking for $15,000.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to have some sound and lighting that we're going to need, and that's another $1,500. So let's just go say easy numbers, $15,000. We need to find, and we found a theater that has 1,000 seats, and we're going to charge $45 a ticket. Well, $45,000, $45 times 1,000, $45,000. Well, we've only spent $20,000. Now we got $25,000 left. You never raised $25,000 in your life all in. And now you got it in one show. And not only do you have it in one show, you have awareness that you just built. And somebody said, do you have any more shows coming up? The show is great. Do you have any more shows coming up? So what I suggest to do when I know that we're almost sold out, I talk to the charity and I say, tonight's a perfect time to talk about your next show. What do you mean? Oh, wouldn't you like to do this again and make another 25,000? Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so let's go. And I usually have this conversation a week or so before the show because we want to mention that we're going to now have the Temptations. Ladies and gentlemen, from Detroit, Michigan, the Temptations. So now I'm turning you basically into a rock hall instead of a church. So this is where it goes.
Now, I think because you and I have had these discussions before, and I've been trying to find my own charities to work with you. It has to be certain criteria, like it has to be indoor. It should be a certain number of seats. Like there's certain criteria that you like to meet when we sit down with people.
It depends there are certain groups like Prince. Prince is one of the most expensive groups out there. All right. He also, even at this point, we're coming at the end of April. He has 50 concerts already booked.
Wow.
There's 52 weeks in the year. He's got 50 already locked up. What does that mean? It means he goes on tour. He goes, like if we're going to be in Michigan, right? We want to go to say 50 miles radius, and find some other venues that we can take that show over there. That's called a tour. So the group
Yeah.
does touring.
That's clever.
I love doing outdoor shows, except they're very expensive. There's no guaranteeing that it's not going to snow. And if
The
you're the
weather.
first, or rain, or whatever the weather could be, hurricanes, tornadoes, we don't know. Stay indoors. We'll learn what we're doing first. And then if you want to go outside, know that you got to get licenses. You got to set up toilets. You got to have lighting and electrical work. You got to build a stage. There are so many things that have to get done, and you're not ready for that yet. When you're doing your first show, no pressure. I don't want you to I just want you to sell tickets for yourself, and the money from ticket one goes directly into my client's bank. Nothing comes to me. I do get paid for what I do. I'm not a charity.
Yeah. The lights on. I see the lights are on in your house, and so apparently you're paying your bills.
They're almost turned off.
Almost turned off.
So we custom make each show. There's no two shows are the same.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
See,
all right. So
I could do that Prince concert and charge $50 because I got 1,000 seats. Or I can do it with 800 seats, but I raised the price to $65.
Yeah.
So everything's relative by the cost of the expenses. And you know that because that's what you do.
So of all the years you've been doing this, I'm going to see some of the things you've learned. So what are some of the strategies and marketing strategies and things that you don't use anymore, that if somebody were to be a marketer or young person getting into the space, don't do this, doesn't work. This is my lesson learned. This is my advice to you.
What have I learned? I've done kind of like just the opposite.
Okay.
I thought, because the business that I was in, with the cold calling business, that I was in the headhunting world, you had as soon as they picked up the phone and said hello, you basically knew if you were going to have a good phone call. Hello, who's this? Hi, who am I speaking with? It depends how you said hello. It's when you walked into a marketing meeting, how you shake hands and where the person is looking at you. How do you start the conversation? Go, hey, nice to be here. Thank you for having me, versus just sitting down and waiting for the other person to start the conversation. You're the one that's selling. You're the one that's marketing. It's got to revolve around you.
So taking control. You're very forthcoming. You're very, I don't say outgoing, but very not aggressive, but kind of like, hey, I want this to go well. I'm taking control of the situation type.
Well, sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Sometime, and there was a story that I was going to mention. I'll just do it nice and easy. I was invited to a meeting, and these people wanted to do a show in a 3,500 seat venue in New York. And there was some internal people, the new internal people. So we had a meeting, and the person that I went with, my partner, was of the nationality that was of the same nationality as the people that were holding the meeting. And he said, these are my people. I'm going to handle the conversation. Hey, okay. It's your people, do it. He was doing such a bad job, I kicked him under the table. True story. I didn't hurt him. I didn't make him scream. But he got the idea to, I'm taking this over. And it was a total different story. And I was able then to secure a $10,000 deposit check. And the person that was in charge had to leave. And then they bought us dinner. I offered to buy dinner for everybody. They said, no, this is on us. You're in our home, blah, blah, blah. We're going, okay. And that's it. And then we got very friendly. And I've done over the years 3 or 4 other shows. Even one of the people had moved from the New York area down south. And he got himself into a little trouble. He was close enough, because I have contacts and doing different things. I need some help, Norm. So I helped them.
There you go. So reading the room and developing relationships. That's your motto right there. That was the list. Yeah,
Relationships are everything.
everything.
They're everything.
So as we finish up, so we're gonna do one more question, and then we'll get to your business and have you do the little talk about your business a little bit more. But it's easy to do all the things and to take on too much, to get overwhelmed. What are some of the things that you do to kind of like avoid burnout, to kind of just relax, to kind of refresh yourself?
Get stoned.
That's not the answer I expected.
Only kidding. Only kidding. I just figured we got a laugh out of that. So we did.
Oh my goodness.
Got a laugh. Music, believe it or not.
Music. Okay.
Music has got, music is the universal language. There is, everybody likes different kinds of music, but everybody likes music. It makes you feel good, or it can make you feel sad. It can create memories, good memories, bad memories. You know,
Absolutely.
but music gets me over. I mean, I'll sit in the car, I'll hear a song, and I'll start to cry because I know my mother died when I was 10 years old. You know, I have reasons to do the things that I go and do. I just don't, out of the clear blue sky, start to cry. There's reasons why people do these kind of things, and depending on the music that you like and so on.
I'm going to put you on the spot. What is the best concert you've been to?
That I've been to, or I did?
You can pick either one. I want to hear who the best is.
The best concert that I went to. Okay. I'm big into Motown and R&B.
Okay.
Well, one of the best concerts that I've done and love the music of the original people are Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's a good one.
Sensation. I was the last time I saw them was 2 years ago, Madison Square Garden. Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Wait, Lionel opened up for him?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good one.
And if you Earth, Wind, and Fire, I'm talking about the group that I have, or people in the originals. There's no originals, by the way, in Earth, Wind, and Fire, even though they still perform as Earth, Wind, and Fire. There's one person. But that legally you can say Earth, Wind, and Fire because there's an original member in the group. If you do a tribute show and you leave out the word tribute,
could be in trouble.
You're going to get sued.
Rightfully so.
You're going to get sued. Also, if you do things and you copy, like the group Chicago, they have these big letters that advertise and they angle it and whatever it may be. And if you use the same font as they do, you're in trouble.
That makes sense.
So these little things that I take care of for the charities, they don't know from this.
Yeah, with all the experience you've had. Let me ask you this then. Is there a concert you have wanted to get to but haven't yet?
I got started in this business in the 50s and 60s, music. I've been on stage, probably hosted the last time I was on stage with a celebrity type was the Drifters, which who the Drifters are. Frankie Avalon.
He still performs too, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he's still doing. Frankie now is about 80 or so years.
I think he was just in DC. He was at the Live, the National.
Not Frankie Avalon. You're thinking of the Four Seasons.
Oh, thinking of somebody else. No.
Yes.
I have to look it up now. I got to look it up now. But anyway, is there anybody you haven't seen? Somebody you really want to haven't seen before?
I haven't seen Billy Joel live.
That's a good one.
And I've seen him, taped. I've had talent that is Billy Joel. There's different combinations. I do a show with Billy called Dueling Pianos. It's Elton John and Billy Joel.
That's
two
awesome.
Pianos singing each other's songs, singing together, whatever. The place goes nuts.
That's pretty cool. That is awesome.
I have a great Neil Diamond show. And Neil Diamond is very, very, very popular. Michael Jackson, my show will absolutely I've been talking to you. I mentioned to you that would be such a great show for one or two of the organizations that you know. You
I
know,
know.
there
Working
is
on them.
these people that are tribute performers were in the wrong place at the wrong time. They
Yeah.
missed it because they're so talented. Some of them are just absolutely talented people. Yeah.
That's awesome. It is so much fun what you do. All right, so let's talk about we're going to break up the ending in two parts. One, we're going to talk about friend, your music side and where people can get a hold of you and get more information, and then the podcast we'll do that separately and where people can watch those and get more information.
Well, first of all, let me give this now. If you want to reach me by phone, 631 987 8477. That's 631 987 8477. And you can reach me for both opportunities, for the podcast and or for the concert. I welcome you to have a conversation with me. And I can answer all your questions. I don't look for decisions. We got plenty of time to make a decision. I would like, after we have our conversation, to have me, for the concerts, meet your board of directors. Let me answer the questions that they're going to have so that they feel comfortable, so they don't think that there's anything crazy, underhanded or such going on. Because I only had a conversation with one. We're going to have a conversation with everybody. That's what I'm waiting on for the show in Iowa, for them to have their end of month meeting, the board, and then we find out what talent they're going to put on the show. What they would like to put doesn't mean that they're available, the talent. The podcast show, something that I've done for 10 years. I put you on live on my show. I have a fee. My fee is $300. I make next to no money to do the show. Well, why do you do it? Because this is going to be very strange. I do the podcast show and I help you create awareness for your business. So people can get to know who you are, what you are, how to get in touch with you, and what you're all about. Okay? But I don't really charge. I charge the $300 and you get a video. Sam, Billy, you got a video.
I got a video. I share it out every couple of weeks.
Right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So yeah, sir, we appreciate your time and your knowledge here today. The marketing experience you have and the stories and all that stuff are just amazing. So audience, I definitely encourage you. I'll put the link to your website on there so you can see the array of talent you can get to raise some money for your charity and your business. And be sure you reach out to Norman. At least pick his brain. He's sitting around doing nothing. So man, you just pick his brain, give him a call, see what he's doing, see what he's up to. He's a wonderful contact. We thank you for your time here today, sir.
I appreciate having me. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. Nice meeting everybody.
And if authentic, practical marketing resonates with you, be sure to visit livelocalwarmmarketing.com and learn to grow your business on warm marketing referrals.